She was a tiny woman, barely 5 feet tall, but her presence carried the weight of heaven. In the slums of Calcutta, where others saw filth, she saw beauty. Where others turned away, she leaned in. Her name was Mother Teresa, and the world would come to know her as the saint of the gutters. Born as Angies Gonksbojaksiu in Skopje, present-day North Macedonia, in 1910, she was the youngest child in an Albanian family. Her father died when she was just 8, but her mother's deep faith and generosity shaped her early years. Even as a child, young Gonks had a heart for God and the poor. By the time she was 12, she felt the first whisper of a divine calling, a desire to become a missionary. That desire never left her. At the age of 18, she left home, never to return, and joined the Sisters of Loreto, an Irish missionary order with a presence in India. She sailed to Calcutta and began her life as a teacher in a girls' school. She became known as Sister Teresa. Her life was simple, disciplined, and faithful, but something was stirring inside her. In 1946, during a train ride to Darjeeling for a retreat, she experienced what she later called the call within the call. She said Jesus spoke to her heart and told her to leave the convent and live among the poorest of the poor, to serve him in the slums, to care for those no one else would touch. It was a call so radical, so uncomfortable, that even her superiors hesitated. But she obeyed. With nothing but a sari and a small cross, she stepped into the chaos of Calcutta's streets. She walked into dark alleyways filled with the dying, the sick, the abandoned. She picked up those covered in sores, fed those too weak to lift a spoon, and sat beside the dying who had no name and no one to love them. It began with just one person at a time. Soon, others came to join her. Former students, young women with hearts burning for God. And thus, the Missionaries of Charity was born in 1950, a religious congregation devoted to serving the poorest of the poor. They took vows of poverty, chastity, obedience, and a fourth vow, to give wholehearted, free service to the most unwanted. Their uniform was simple, a white cotton sari with blue stripes. Their tools were few: soap, medicine, their hands, and their prayers. But the impact they made was immeasurable. Mother Teresa opened homes for the dying, orphanages, leprosy centers, AIDS hospices, and feeding programs. She didn't just believe in charity, she believed in dignity. She saw Christ in every broken body and every desperate soul. Each one, she said, is Jesus in disguise. She became a global icon, but she never sought the spotlight. Awards came: the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979, honorary degrees, international honors. She accepted them, not for herself, but to speak for those who had no voice. Yet behind the public image was a woman who knew deep struggle. Letters published after her death revealed years of spiritual dryness, feelings of abandonment, silence from heaven. She called it the dark night of the soul. But even in silence, she kept loving, kept serving, kept believing. Her faith wasn't loud, it was relentless. She traveled the world, but always returned to the slums of Calcutta. She met presidents and popes, but she was most at home with a dying child, a leper, a beggar. She lived simply, slept little, and poured herself out day after day for others. Her message was never complicated. Do small things with great love. That was her gospel, her revolution, her legacy. When she died on September 5, 1997, the world mourned. She was given a state funeral in India, an honor rarely given to a religious figure. But her true monument was not built in marble. It was built in lives changed by love. Today, the Missionaries of Charity serve in over 130 countries. Her blue-striped sari has become a symbol of hope. Her name is synonymous with compassion. She was canonized as Saint Teresa of Calcutta in 2016, but long before that, the world already knew she was a saint. Mother Teresa didn't start with crowds. She started with a call, and she answered it every single day of her life. In a world obsessed with power, she chose humility. In a culture driven by fame, she embraced obscurity. In streets filled with death, she offered life. Not with wealth, not with brilliance, but with the pure, relentless love of God. That is her legacy, and that is her challenge to us.